viewers, my name is Videliz. I'm the host of The Voice Show here at Science TV. Welcome back, and let's continue motivating you with different and interesting stories. Maybe you want to know more about our guest, but before she introduces herself, do not forget to follow The Voice Show on Science TV every Friday at 8 p.m. and repeat on Sunday at 8 p.m. Welcome our guest.
Okay. Hello. My name is Loice. My name is Loice Akinyi'S. I am a champion for mental health, Kisumu County. I'm also a human rights defender on the line of the person with disability. Beyond that, I'm a person with disability with mental disability. Yeah.
You say that you have mental disability. So kindly elaborate more on the mental disability, because I know most of the people don't really understand because people have different opinions when it comes to mental disability.
Okay, we have mental health, then we have mental illness, and then we have mental disability. So, all these three things are three different things, whereby mental health is a well-being of a person. That is, maybe everybody is suffering from that. Then we have mental illness, which is a mental illness in the brain. Then we have the mental disability, which is now a severe mental illness in the brain. So to me, my side, I have been epileptic since my birth, and in fact, it was not treated well, and that is now when it led to mental illness, and I reached to the mental disability, because we say that all people with the mental illness, they are not having the mental disability, because there's a nini, kuna kiwango ndio ukifika sasa at least unafika mental disability. Not everybody that has mental illness is having the mental disability. Yeah.
Viewers, you've heard that we have different types of mental, that is mental illness, mental health, and also mental disability. Yeah, mental disability. So kindly tell us more about yourself, what you do as you as a person.
I got my disability when my mother was giving birth to me. But I don't think that it was a disability. I think that it was a mental illness. So being severe, that is now it came to disability later.
So how has the journey been since you are young till now with a mental disability?
Okay, the journey has ever been well. The journey has been very much difficult, because first of all, you see, having a mental illness, it is difficult, because I can say that there is nowhere that we did not reach to, because in fact, there's a time when we were going to the churches, so that at least kuna hii at least ilikuwa watu wananiombea, na mtu anashika kichwa yako, na ndio hiyo kichwa yako ndio iko na shida, sijui wanatoa nini, wanatoa masatani, and there was totally nothing. You see, until I was even baptized in a lake with the God Last Appeal Church, where I was put in, unaingizwa kwa lake ati hizo vitu zibaki. Until, in fact, I can remember that there is a time now when I was taken to a witch doctor, and the witch doctor, there was just ashes. Mtu anakukata, alafu anakuwekea some ashes, and alafu anakuambia sasa itakuwa inaisha. They do you some funny things, and then you realize that there were very funny things that we know. And I can remember that there were some medicines which I was even being put to sneeze. At the moment now being put to sneeze such medicines, you find that I was always sneezing, like I don't know, kama kichwa imesharibika kweli, you sneeze, mate yote, everything inatoka kwa mapua mpaka hata unashanga. You see, so it was not an easy way of life. And then apart from that, when I was going to school, it had never been easy because I could not perform in my primary level. Because my siblings at least they were faring on, but me myself, in fact, I was always falling down every time and then and becoming sick and having memory losses every time and then. So by that time, my parents had never realized that this thing could be the health management. So at least we were going to the hospital and you see, if you go to the hospital, at least maybe you can be treated, and the moment that you be treated, you see, hata kama ni ugonjwa haiwezi toka immediately, itatoka ni so unajua ni kama maybe there was that pressure ati tunataka at least apone tu haraka, and then it was not doing so. You move left and right, you go to witch doctor, you go to churches, you go to the hospital, and there was no even coverage of maybe being at least okay. So that was my life of the story for a very long time. So when I reached to secondary, I did class 8. After doing class 8, I just went to secondary. So me to myself, in fact, I just went to a nearby secondary school because I was always conversing almost even sometimes every day. And even when I was in primary, I can remember very well that I was always nilikuwa tu na kichwa inauma throughout the whole day. So I was taking it because you see, it was not something which started when I was big. So I realized that I was feeling that maybe it was just that was the life. And I was normally having some of the triggers like maybe, so I was always feeling that kumbe chakula hii ukikula lazima at least ikae kwa tumbo ndio at least ianze kufanya kazi ndio at least ukue mtu. So kumbe it was a trigger on the other side because I was feeling when I'm hungry, now it's like the convulsions was coming and my feeling. So already when I was hungry, maybe I was always going to the cupboard, then I take some milk because we were always having it. So at least I take the milk cream, I drink. After drinking that, I feel that at least I'm falling down. So I go. That time I was always just falling down already because already I was having the convulsions. And then apart from that, my journey is that it has ever been very much easy because of the drugs are very much expensive. You know, when now you become just a parent, you become a big person, now you have to be buying the drugs. And even as we are also looking, the society has been very much messy on us because venye, you see, kuna watu wengi wenye wanatutusi short wire, mwenda simu. So there are so many things that you feel that you are not even a person. So unafanya inakuwa kama you are not even okay.
You had the story about mental disability. First, you become ill, then when it's severe, then it becomes a disability.
Yeah.
So she has also told us about her journey, which is so painful of her growing up. They really tried, her parents really tried everything for her to live a normal life, but the society was so harsh with her, labeling her and also giving her negative comments. So here at the Voice Show, we try to change the perspective and the approach of persons with disability so that we can use the right words.
Yeah. It's not only the using of the right words, but I can request the county government and even the national government at large, because first of all, if you are not infected, you are affected. You get it in the mental disability. There is a very big there is a very big gap whereby at least there are even that no drugs. You see, the drugs are very much expensive. I can say that my parents could afford the drugs, but so many of us, because you can't be very much happy seeing your fellow patients with you not even able to get the drugs and falling down in this. And that is why we have been seeing people with the mental disability in the street, and we have been, most of us, they have been, in fact, just walking in the streets, in fact, like pigs, which is not even very okay. Even the National Council have been totally doing nothing. And then, as per me, we normally have a lot of the triggers, like even when there is period, because when there is period, it's now when the convulsions now it becomes more. So think of maybe person with a mental disability having the period. You even doesn't even know, because you cannot even take care of yourself. You can't be independent. At the same time now, sometimes you go to the street, and when you are in the street, that is now when now you even give birth, and the people whom you give birth, they are the people who you even does even not even those people, because they are even very queer people, and they come at night, they pregnate you. After pregnating you, sometimes they give you another some illness, even like HIV. So you will have to, and then it is even that a trigger that at least when we have another illness, it also triggers that one. So we are very much delicate. And in fact, we need care. And you see, with the national government, there is no total care even from the National Council for the Person with Disability. And the disability has been taken to the physicals and other forms of the disability, and they are referring on. And you see, people with the mental disability, we have been at least just giving birth in the street. Seeing that, you see, giving birth in the street is not very much easy, and the drugs are also not easy. So you find that so many people of us have been even using invalid prescriptions, because the prescription, you see that is brain, and when it is brain, we should be using valid prescriptions. And in a way that you are using invalid prescription is that those drugs, and they have excessive side effects, that even drugs like epinephrine or drugs like Rivotril have even thoughts of suicide, and there are drugs that even can make you bleed to death, you see. And therefore, in fact, the government can come up in a way that we find a way on how these people can get help on a way of their treatment. Because even if we talk of the disability, it's not only a way of walking with the scratches and the whatever, and we need the diapers. We are tired of using the blankets and the whatever. We need the always. And then even those people with the stroke, we need maybe things like the diapers, at least. And you see, person which is elderly needs a very expensive diapers. And then apart from that, you find that to go, maybe you get maybe somebody convulsing, maybe like a cerebral palsy. You find that if you go to the therapy, that the speech therapy and even the therapy for the joints, it even become very much expensive, and we cannot afford such things. So we have been left, and then the society, not even the society, the national government should be providing such. And then apart from that, the national government should also be knowing that we also, disability is not inability. Madam, I have children, we have children. So you just give birth in the street, and you know, sometimes when you give birth, at least there is somebody that at least you can even take that man to the court, that at least you take care, because you take care of your child. But in this case, you even don't know who gave you this pregnancy. You see, now there is nowhere that you can even take it. So you will be staying with your child in the street. This child can go to school, and we have very clever children, and therefore the government should be looking at that.
Let's take care of mental disability, and also let's get more information, clear information about that. So we have people who are taking care of persons with mental disability, and also we have people with mental disability living on the streets. And I believe that the national government and also the national county have heard about this. So let's have a short break and come back later. Welcome back, and let's continue with our interesting story about mental disability. So you mentioned something about people who have mental disability always give birth on the street, and then later they are stuck on where they're going to, the person they will give their child to be taken care of, because you don't know the man who got you pregnant. So have you experienced the same, or have you heard about somebody who have mental disability who has experienced that?
Yeah. Oh, I can say that I've also experienced that because I have two children, but my children is only that my parents were taking care of. But I have as me as a champion for the country. In fact, I have so many people with the mental illness, mental disability, those who have children, and in fact, they cannot even take care of them. And in fact, according to their story, they say very well that they even don't know those people. And to that, in fact, it has been very much clear on our line, people with the mental illnesses and the mental disability, mental disorders. And then apart from that, you find that there is no work that you can do. See, we have got very few schools of the integrated schools. And in the same way that the very few schools that we have got a lot of the triggers. So at the same time, where between the school to another school, maybe between your home to another school, it is that distance that maybe at least sometimes, unajua mtu kama ya mental, at least saa zingine tunakuwa wanatanganya tu na stress, and it is the same time as somebody pregnant you, somebody give you that some illnesses like gonorrhea, HIV, and then you find that it has been very much weird because you cannot do anything. And then apart from that, the government, in fact, I can say very well that the national government does not even have schools for cerebral palsy children. And in fact, we need to go to school from nursery to university. In fact, that is a very discrimination because we only go to the private. And those private, they are very, very much expensive that you find that all of us cannot even take their children to the school. That at the same time, you find that due to what you are, because you have the mental disability, you cannot think, you don't know that person, somebody can even come in where you are, even in a wheelchair, and then the person impregnated you. Now you can't say you are no more than even physical, because you can't even write and say that I was pregnated. At the same time, what I can say is that the schools where we go to, we are only, in fact, we are not even doing the certificate. You just go to school and then you still read around 40 years, 5 years, and then you just leave that, go to your home. And there is no even that many work that, there are work that we can do. There's some work that we can do. That does not even need the university PhD degree certificate. Because we are also human beings, we are Kenya citizens. But you see, as the government has put it, it has put it as if these people are not good. And that is why, and we also voted. We voted. After me, I voted. And I know a number of them, even in Kisumu, we have been voting. Even here, I have friends here with people with the mental illnesses and the mental disability. We normally vote. Not knowing that this thing, it can affect anybody regardless of the age and the position where you are.
The same government that you voted for, it's the same government that tells us that we have the policies and laws which protect mental health communities. Is that true?
It's not true. They does not protect because, first of all, when there is that corona pandemic, it is people with the mental disability who suffered more. I can say very much clearly that people with the mental disability who are walking even without masks. When corona pandemic maybe can even go maybe more at the situation where it is now, they walk without the mask. They even don't know themselves. So the only work that they can do is only to do the stress. But the stress already, they are even being treated with. You see, unabeba mingi na anapima, akisa pima, we unapewa 10 bob, we chukua wewe, unachukuliwa kama mtoto. And then apart from that, if you look all the counties, we even don't have the psychiatric consultants, the psychiatric units where, but at least our people can be taken. If you come to even the Western Kenya, we only have a psychiatric unit in Kisumu. Huh? That one now is serving the whole Western Kenya region. So when the one in the Kisumu, which is a very small place, so those who are sick, and then in our parents, you find that some people they are being left in that hospital, and it is a very small place. So many people are coming from Gori, some people coming from Kakamega, some people coming from Kericho. So it is a very small place that cannot even, at least all of us cannot be admitted really. And the mental health cases has really risen. Because we talk of the mental health refers to cognitive behavior and emotional and well-being of a person, which everybody has. And then the mental illness are health and condition, thinking of maybe behavior. And so you see, all of these things are three different things. And then we have a mental disorder, mental disability, which is a severe. So it's not mean that everybody having a mental illness is having a mental disability. But you see, due to the problem of the government, they are forcing us to move from the mental health, then you have to move to the mental illness, then you have to move to the mental disability. By force, you are being forced to be disabled, because if you could be in the mental health, then at least the psychosocial should be done, and then it could be free in all hospitals. Then at the same time, maybe with the mental illness can be scattered from, then we could have not been reaching to the mental disability because of the drugs that we are not getting accordingly, and there is no care for the people with the mental illnesses and the mental disability. So we have to, and even mental disability, when you are in mental disability, it can be controlled, at least you are taking your drugs, but then you are okay. So that you don't need to the streets. But the moment that now the government, because at the same time you could be, at least you are working, but now at the same time, hii kitu imekushika at this particular age, and now even when you are having your children, you are taking your children to school, at that same time now you cannot take your children to school. But our government has been cheating us, because to their people, I have seen the fellow very top people, top integrity people in Kenya, when they have been such an issue, they go to media, they go to where, but they haven't been thinking of us people in the grassroots where we are. But people in the grassroots, if themselves they can cry, because I cannot just mention the names, but I know I can say. But then, what about us who cannot be independent, and our parents cannot even take care of them? So that is me to my Loice, at least. I came as a human rights defender and a champion, and I was honored with Kisumu County to be taking our people to the hospital and to fight for their rights, because these people cannot be independent and they don't know whatever is happening. Thank you.
I believe that the message is well passed. So now we are close to the end of our show. So now, Loice, you've talked about a lot of issues. So kindly recommend a place, or in government or in a health institution, where a place where people can get care, people with mental disability can get care, or also they can get solutions to mental health issues or even care.
Okay, due to, at now we have mental health issues everywhere, in fact, and everybody, and it is mental health that can lead to mental illness and lead to the mental disability. I feel that in every county, at least we should be having a psychosocial support in every county, and then apart from that, we should be having a psychiatric unit for every county, so that you don't move from another county to another county. And then apart from that, we feel that the drugs for the people with the mental illness to be, because those drugs are very much expensive, and so long as that you don't get the drugs, it is a trigger. Missing of the medication, it is a trigger. And then there should be that social care. You see, there has been what we call the social protection. There is no care totally. In fact, there is no care. If you look at those who have been normally being cared for, they are not people with the mental disability. And the people with the mental disability, most of them cannot be independent at all. So you get the people who are not independent, they are in the street. And even if you are now in your house, maybe somebody was taking care. We know taking care of somebody is also not. You can't rely on that, because huwezi peleka hata huyu mtu kotini ati leo hujanunulia mimi dawa. So at least we feel that it should be the responsibility for the government to make sure that these people who cannot be independent at least be catered.
You've heard everything, that they are not independent, but they need to be. We have a human right and advocate for mental disability, and that's why we have the Voice Show to air these issues out. Bye and have a lovely time.